Greetings shipmates, and welcome to a new episode of something that isn't about making mistakes and is about history. If like me you are interested in the history of warships, Wargaming do produce a lot of historical data which probably gets lost when it makes its way to the online portal when everybody's rushed to get on and play the new class of ships. So I'm going to start regurgitating some of that historical reference into some YouTube videos with a look at the ship's import in the background, and we'll see how it goes. If there's more interest and the videos go well, I will start doing them for each class and building up a library of historical charts. I thought the first one I would do is based on the Tier 10 Daring and the historical references and how the ship came about, and this is all taken from the Wargaming website, so it is completely plagiarised, but if sometimes it's worth a listen as opposed to a read, if like myself you prefer to watch or listen. So without further ado, let's cover the Tier 10 Deering, the historical reference. The Deering was the last, largest and the most advanced torpedo-carrying destroyer of the British Navy. During class ships evolved from the previous battle class, these destroyers received 3 fully fledged twin artillery mounts of 113mm multi-purpose guns and 3 twin 40mm Bofors AA guns, 2 Stags and 1 automatic Mark V. In 1945, 16 ships of this class were ordered, 2 of which replaced orders of battle class cruisers, but between 1945 and 1949 only 8 ships were laid down, being commissioned in 1949 to 1952. 4 other ships of this class were built for Australia, although only 3 were actually completed. 2 Daring class destroyers were sold to Peru in 1969 and the rest served in the British and Australian navies until the 1970s. HMS Daring was laid down in September 1945 at the Swan Hunter shipyard and entered service in March of 1952, becoming part of the Home Fleet. From 1952 to 1960, the destroyer took part in campaigns and military exercises and participated in the rescue mission to save the inhabitants of the city of Cephalonia from the consequences of the 1953 earthquake. From 1960 to 1963, she was in reserve, and from 1963 to 1966, she underwent refurbishment. In 1966, the ship returned to active service, and in 1967-68 she carried out a long-distance voyage to Australia, passing Singapore and Hong Kong. In December of 1968, Daring was placed into reserve again, and in 1971 she was sold for scrap. The ship model HMS Daring is a version of the ship as of 1952. Because of the transition to a new power plant system, the number of funnels has grown to 2, with the first funnel combined with the foremost. The main battery consists of 3 twin RP41 Mark VII mounts with 4.5-inch 113mm QF Mark V guns, 2 on the bow and 1 on the stern. 1 quintuple torpedo tube is located between the funnels, with the second one behind the stern funnel. AA defence consists of 2 twin Stag mounts with 40mm Bofors on either side of the bow funnel, and a twin Mark V mount on the platform behind the second funnel. This concludes our first historical video looking at the Tier 10 RN British destroyer, the Daring. Thanks for watching, and until we sink again, I've been Bravado.